Fred, if something happens to me, when are you gonna tell the cops if something happens to me? Are you gonna be like Maya Hicks and just be like, you don't want to be involved with it? Horrible. You know, this is the Gold Star Memorial, and that's what we were buying the bird feeder and the American flag, because Dan was saying, see, Dan, I met Dan and his wife out here, so they maintain the log cabin house. That's like a log cabin house. That's the Moravian house, and if you go into the library, right, you'll see they'll talk about their story, which has and it's very interesting. Just take time staring at that picture on the wall, because again, we got Peter with a shotgun. This was 2000, and you always want to know who are the sponsors, right? Because Mark Hacko says, like, there's no money for any of this stuff. So there's volunteers who volunteer this stuff. I want to talk about it because the last time I was here, I left an angel. Actually, what was it? Cross. Yeah, a cross and an angel. And guess what happened to it? Oh, well, it's thrown away, because, again, that would be your Clinton Township Police Department. So let me just tell what I do, because the boss gives a fuck when I can comfortably say this. Fred did a very good job courting me at the beginning, and then he, Googled me. And then I became his tenant, which is fucking bullshit, because I'm definitely not his tenant. I'm his nurse. It's just here in Clinton Township, we got a lot of niggers who just get to use women. So, Fred could have had love. You could have had love, Fred. That was just the truth. Because that's why I was like constantly hugging on you and cuddling with you. You're the one that fucking said, I'm going to put my fist in you. Shit went all damn downhill and shit like that. And then when he would have got laid if his ass was able to get hard. I would have got... What? I got to move a little bit.
You're already...
My point is, because again, I have my police department I get to use. No, I'm not in anybody's space right now.
But you are.
I'm not going to go no more, okay? So, because I'm right here. That way I'm not in somebody's space. Take a breather. You're out here. This is where you would spend time with your wife. It's Mother's Day. We just went to your mother's place. We got nowhere to be. We're going to go eat dinner, right? I have to talk about the crimes that get to happen to me, because I don't have any witnesses. Fred's my witness, but he don't give a damn. So I'm like, let me back up, because you're not going to stop until I back up. I don't even get a break from driving. I'm like, he can drive. He ain't got no problem driving over to that 15-mile location. So, and this is the stuff that I talked about with Township Police Department, because it has to do with, the murder of Maya Hicks. So, because that's how we are here. We're just disposable. So, women. So, and too many, and then again, I didn't have relationships like that. Maya was dating a gang member. So, but the story goes on more, because she doesn't even get to go Passover, because her nigger ass brother over here. So I'm just saying, this is what gets to go on here. There's a lot of dirty secrets you're not going to even know about, because, again, our police get to play dirty games. Like, they told me, they're like, well, they got to kill her. And I'm just like, because it has to do with her brothers, gangster little brothers. And Fred still has these guys there. He should not be a landlord. I was a landlord. So, but here in Michigan, it's very easy to be a slumlord. So, because our Clinton Township building and our police and this whole fucking dick system really kick off each other. So we live in this little sicko world where, and again, our children, like my niece, because again, what they do to the American child, the foster child, they put them on birth control. My niece is down there getting the alcohol on 22 and Romeo playing. Again, this is the stuff I complained 2024 over and over up here. So again, Macomb Township, that's the time I'm down there at my mother's house, right? Macomb Township over here, had a problem me talking about it too, because again, they support these niggers fucking raping our children here. Fred literally taught his son how to be a pimp with the white girls. So I'm like, I found all kinds of evidence and underground maps. So because you have to remember, Michigan, and now I see why your son doesn't have his kids go to Michigan University. So because again, the Catholics at Michigan University and the Lutherans down there in 24 got quite the little dirty little clubhouses underground, the white man club, because again, there ain't no money for this. They want me to update my flag up there, my American flag, the one I have at the Arboretum. We're going to skip doing it because I got a new flag because they were complaining about it. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have that Marine flag up there again because domestic violence is a serious problem here. Our police department are too busy abusing and using our money. Well, again, as victims here, we could just have, they turn the lights off. That's the thing. When I was here, they didn't attack me. But you know what they did? So, and again, why? So, if it wasn't for the Holy Ghost, these bitches would touch me. They can. They could just arrest me, put me in that fucking hospital again, drug me, whatever the fuck, seizure medicines and shit. You don't have a choice here. These niggers, that's what they get to fucking do. They get to rape our American children, okay? And then our politicians are just too busy at the charity parties to give a flying fuck that they robbed us $27 million. 27, they didn't create a library. They created geo wells in the ground and contaminated all this land, okay? I got evidence. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, this is what Candace Miller produces, okay? This is what Mark Heckel produces. No bridge that goes across $27 million, not one single bridge, and these kids are speeding across, and then, on top of it, because mama was the friend, I got chased by these little nigger-ass kids, but again, I don't get 911. I don't get Clinton Township Police Department. Again, if you're going to be a friend, then you don't get to be having our services, okay? Because we over here work for the niggers. That's how it goes here. And sick asses. Because all I know is God knows what I've done. I spent lots of time here because, again, I was the polar bear mom up there. But then, no, because the boy club, the cheese here. Because I know who's going to be responsible for my death, okay? Mark Hackel. And then you got the chief over in Sterling Heights. You got the chief over there in Shelby. You got the chief over there in Chesterfield. Then you got the chief over there and the sheriff. And then you get the undersheriff because again, like he told me, Dan the man, you guys like to tell, you don't like me. Really? I don't like children getting raped. I don't like punk-ass kids tearing and vandalizing, right? When the elders have to come all this money. I'm over there praying for a bathroom at the Arboretum because, again, Georgetown can have bathrooms because you guys are fracking with MIDHHS, so you Catholics. See, that's the thing that they don't understand. The Catholics have joined the nigger-ass Islam. So that allowed them to go into where they can recreate a new Bible in Jesus. All you have to do is go down to the Lutheran Church on 24 Mile, right? Because it literally has a genocide Bible, and they're about the Palestinians. Because again, their conversion over from the 90s. I could go on and on and on, but again, dead bitch. That's what this moment is, and it doesn't matter. They don't fucking care here. I'm just, oh God, I just tell Jesus, these people are not worth the mitten. They don't care either about our earth. You can't even talk to these people. So I'm just like, and a lot of these are very, see, this is how Governor Whitmore and Rick Snyder has been doing it. So, because it goes back to Rick Snyder. It goes before Rick Snyder, but I'm just saying Rick Snyder, conveniently, because Flint is definitely become, Detroit has become Flint. and they don't talk about it. And they just said these Jews and these profiteers that are building our state up are not talking about how they're not actually putting money into real infrastructure or bridges, right? No, 26-mile Lutherans, because again, at the Good Shepherd Church, he told me it was the Lutherans. It's a story I could tell you, but we need to shut down that roundabout on 22 and Romeo Plank, because they shouldn't have the right to traffic. They shouldn't have the right to steal our bridge. There should be a bridge. That's what I'm bringing on. A bridge right there. Fucking kids. Everybody has to fly the deer. Nobody gets bridges. And I can see it going under the ground. They need bridges under the ground, so that way the deer can go under it. So the kids just go right underneath the road. So, and then it just goes right over it. So, I mean, you do have to worry about it flooding, but when it's not flooding, you know, they just ride right underneath it. So, I like, because, and then that way it gives the deer a spot to walk underneath these. They will learn these spots. Instead, we're losing all our animals, right? And we talk about this because as we come down here, this St. Paul is where, again, that's down there, all connected to the resurrection. This land was wetlands. So they got this shut down because this being wetlands. So again, how did that library, not with St. Paul, get away with the resurrection, right? Because that's how the Catholics worked here. You have to understand, they're riding the waves with, and go inside. You know who Armenian, go in that Islamic, go over in the back corner. They literally stole our fucking history out of our libraries. So they did. Just flat out stole our history out of our libraries. The evil ass piece of shits. So again, I'm over here with John Hall. I went to this high school down here, Clinton High School. So, and again, history matters, because you see how bad the roads are. And we're not even celebrating mothers, right? They're over here colonizing, and nobody's fucking talking about how we're going to World War V. Nope. We're allowing these horrible ass murderers. These are men like Fred who come over here angry. Broke and angry. But, somehow they've been able to monopolize off automation, and these wars. But like I tell Fred, his dad was, he knows his dad was a guerrilla. And, we didn't fight World War II for no purpose. And so, and Israel doesn't have a right, and China doesn't have, you have to remember. And I'm like, and China is probably a bigger devil than Israel when it comes to Hitler. Because, it's the power. I just look at it and I'm like, I really think like, it's like Israel. It's like he seems like the one that would be the one with the power, like the Hitler power. The point is, we have to save our holy land. There's nothing left here. I guarantee you, right over here, now right across here, because here's Park Ridge, right? And right across here is where it connects over to, because again, Park Ridge created, the Italian Culture Center has robbed the fuck out of Clinton Township. And then on top of it, it has created a massive amount of rental. But the real shitty thing is this reservoir preservation over here. So if you look at this, it says Park Ridge Creek Park, right? There is no park here. Right, so let's just be very honest. And then it's absolutely deplorable down there. Oh, Jesus, can you please be with us? So, and you know what it does? It's a reservoir that they created. Because again, they're going to do lakeside, and they already have all these hidden traps, like over here. So over here behind Friendly Dealers, how the Clinton Henry Ford came into was because of Friendly Dealers. This 7-Eleven, this Chick-fil-A is connected to the Chick-fil-A in Sterling Heights. And again, they're part of the Jew Club of Lakeside. So, the Zionists who coming in, who love to data collect and pay minimum wage, don't pay for uniforms, and, that's how that kind of stuff goes. Because this is Romeo Plank, and this way is to my grandfather's. And again, in this story on Mother's Days and doing Soul Sisters, it's important to know these portal holes, because this is how you're going to get to heaven. ladies and gentlemen. So you can stick around with the clubhouses and learn about Jesus. Or you can listen to a mama and learn about a heaven. Plus it comes with water portal hose. So it's even something better. So when we go here, right here is the mid branch, right? So right here is the Trinity Lutheran. Rest in peace, boys and ladies and gentlemen, and all you rested souls. These are the traders. See, you got Planet Moron over there, Green Huntington. Okay, right here, big ass reservoir dump. And then you got the mid branch that cuts over here. Why would they be allowed? Right here, cuts right there. Why would they be allowed to even create that disaster? I could go on for many hours because, again, I stand with John Hall when I stand at that cross right there. And I stand on it because, again, you see Pace, and then this is Macomb County recipient rights right next to the green energy Pace, because again, repeatedly in 2024 I was talking about the abuse happening in the group homes. So, and it didn't just include my cousin, you know, it included the other ones, and I did repeat it to Peter Lucido. The thing is, their process doesn't include resolutions. So, excuse me, while businesses like Barrymore's, which is down here, and you know where it goes to? Oh, it goes right to the access point services, right? You go this way, it goes to Selfridge. Selfridge is like literally fallen into St. Clair. Like, it has been horribly destroyed by the old ass golfers / nigger ass sicko boaters who like are drunks. They take up all our police department. They're disgusting human beings. Again, we need military, so we need Trump here. So we're living in la Italian Nazi land, you know, with dirty ass businesses who've been continuously coming up with new programs. So just like they have more and Easter seals. But you got to remember, COVID was a very, very horrible time that they're never going to admit to. These frackers and these damn poles. What does these poles mean if you're under fucking mud in St. Clair? Like, I'm just telling you, one bomb, we will lose trillions of dollars that come through our waterways. Trillions. Right? So I'm like, because you're talking about it destroying mass movement. But you know what? They don't care, because they did this shit during COVID too. You got interesting businesses here. The harbors. Of course, they got these tall ass poles way before we did in Clinton Township. You see how they, now I'm seeing that. See? Yep, you know why? Because guess where we're going down to? We're coming down to, that's where the trafficking was happening in the 90s. Chateau, Night Party Store, Barrymore's, right? This stuff is new. The clubhouse, look at the poles though. See, they picked these poles very deliberately because, again, this is what's been going on. So I'm like, this business, Barrymore's, is a very unethical business. It burned down his damn business so it can rebuild, you know, but you see how massive it's gotten. So, but my point is, they would never investigate these businesses. They've been able to continuously doing this victimization. That's what happens when you're under this evil ass, it's a very evil ass mafia type system. Like I told, you can't tell them they're mafia. Look at this shit. Now if you turn right, that's where you're gonna find where the access point. Oops, what is that? The new jail. Oops. You know, the fact that they do this to military, mothers, elders. You know, it's just